I tried one of the most viral sleep hacks on the internet for 19 nights straight, and I expected better sleep, fewer wake ups, and a little bit more energy in the morning. But what I actually got was, well, kind of disappointing. Mouth taping is supposed to improve sleep, boost REM, and reduce nighttime wakings, but the results were kind of meh. So here's the thing. Everyone's talking about mouth taping like it's some miracle cure for a bad night's sleep. And so I thought, well, why not try it out? If I'm honest, I've kind of struggled with sleep for a little while now, but it's really gotten bad the last 2 to 3 years since we had our little girl. So I've been tracking my sleep now since the beginning of the year. I picked up a fitness watch. This is a Koros brand. I don't know if it's the best or not, but it does tell me a little bit, and I don't know how much I trust it. But it does measure what's actually happening. Because what I've noticed is even before we had a toddler, I would get 6 hours of sleep and feel like I only got 3, and I would get 9 hours of sleep and feel like I only got 4. So I knew that my quality of sleep, it didn't seem to matter how much sleep I got. My quality of sleep hasn't been all that great. So I wanted to measure, how am I doing? And then what can I do to actually change or improve that? Stick around, because I'm going to break down what actually happened for me, what the science says about it, and why you might actually still want to try it, even if I didn't get the best possible results. Everyone wants to know, did it actually work? And the answer is a little bit more complicated than just a simple yes or no. So before I go any further, let me just give you my numbers. I experienced, on average, an increase in REM sleep by about 4%, and that corresponded with a decrease in deep sleep by about 4%. My total time spent awake didn't really change a whole lot, and my total time spent in light sleep didn't really change a whole lot. So I shifted more of my sleep minutes, I guess, from deep sleep over into REM sleep. So what did that actually mean for me? Well, it means that I didn't really feel any more rested when I woke up in the morning, which was the disappointing part for me. I really wanted to feel more energized when I get out of bed. I'm that person I'm not a morning person by nature. And so I usually hit snooze 2 or 3 times before I crawl out of bed in the morning, whether it's an early morning or a late morning. I love sleeping in. And so I wanted to change at least my experience with waking up. And it did not happen for me. But even though my numbers aren't really impressive, what I did experience was a significant change in the amount of times I got up in the middle of the night and saw, if I'm honest with you, to use the bathroom. Ever since we had our little girl, for the past 2 to 3 years, obviously our sleep has been a little bit fragmented since having a child. And what I noticed over that time, it's become very much a habit for me to not only wake up, every sleep cycle, just like we all do, but actually fully come awake, toss and turn a little bit, and most of the time actually get up and go to the bathroom once or sometimes even twice in the middle of the night. And that's been a developing thing over the last 2, almost 3 years now. And so the biggest thing that I saw was, even though my total time spent awake didn't actually change a whole lot, what I did notice is I remembered fewer wakings, and in that 19 nights that I did this, I don't think I ever got up to go to the bathroom in the middle of the night. And that was a huge change for me, because that's become a pattern and a habit for the last 2 to 3 years. So you might be thinking, well, Dr. Will, if it didn't work for you, why should I try it? Well, let's dig into the science. Before you write it off entirely, this is why it actually works for some people. See, your nose is just a decoration on your face. It's actually perfectly designed by God in order to filter and air condition the air that goes in your nose through your nasopharynx before it gets into your lungs. When you breathe, nasal breathing actually promotes nitric oxide production, which dilates blood vessels, helping oxygen get out into all your cells and all of your tissues. It also conditions the air, takes it from cold and dry to warm and humid before it gets into our lungs, where the alveoli of the lungs are relatively fragile little tissues and cells. And it also filters out anything that's gross that's floating around. Like right now in the north, where we have a ton of pollen. Well, North America, most of us have some sort of pollen at this time of year. And so it filters out some of that gross stuff that's floating around so that it doesn't get deep down into our lungs. So all that said, nasal breathing actually can help improve our quality of sleep, and it also dramatically reduces sleep apnea and snoring for a lot of people. One study actually found that encouraging nasal breathing reduced sleep apnea episodes by 25% in participants. Another found that people who mouth breathe during their sleep have more fragmented sleep patterns and lower oxygen saturation. That's why I thought it would help me, because I had such a fragmented sleep cycle. So if the science is solid, why didn't I get the results that I was hoping for? So here's the thing with any hack or remedy or thing that you want to try, the results are going to vary wildly based on personal experience. So first, maybe I was already good at nasal breathing in the middle of the night. What I do know is that when I sleep on my back, I do have some very mild sleep apnea that would cause a little bit of snoring, or I would wake myself up from sleep if I found myself on my back. The weird thing is, when I was mouth taping those 19 nights, I actually found myself like waking up in the morning at least on my back. And I wasn't struggling to breathe. I wasn't snoring. So it did solve that problem, kind of, for me. Another reason is that an individual anatomy is going to vary a little bit person to person. Your nose might be better for breathing than mine is, or maybe mine is better than yours. I don't know. So individual anatomy is going to be a little bit different for each person. And also sleep position is going to change things. So when I'm on my side, I don't really have a whole lot of issue breathing in the middle of the night. But on my back, like, I tend to mouth breathe when I'm sleeping on my back. And so again, mouth taping solved that for me, and it may or may not help you for that. One study actually did show that interventions like mouth taping are going to be most effective for people who already do have some mild form of sleep disordered breathing. So things like mild sleep apnea or snoring in particular. So even though it didn't work dramatically for me, you might actually still want to try it out. Why? So I didn't get this wild transformation in my sleep that I was hoping for, but I did notice fewer nighttime wakings, and definitely I didn't have to get up to go to the bathroom during the middle of the night, which was a big bonus. So that alone might be worthwhile for you. Also, if you experience regular snoring and like the little nose strips aren't good enough for you, try this out. One, snoring sucks for you and your sleep quality. And two, it's probably disturbing your partner's sleep and rest as well. So maybe give it a try. The second, if you're waking up with dry mouth or sore throat or really bad breath, you're probably sleeping with your mouth open at some point in the night. So that might be worth a try as well. And if you're waking up feeling tired after even a full night's sleep, give it a shot. Maybe you need more REM sleep, and that's what's making you feel tired. And if you do have some known or suspected mild sleep apnea, definitely talk to your doctor before you try this. But again, this might actually be something that you could try that will potentially help you out. You won't know until you try. So if you're going to do this, start with nasal breathing during the day. Maybe I would encourage you, do this actually at the end of the day before you go to bed. Practice deep breathing in and out through your nose for at least 10 minutes, but to make sure that you can actually do this and that you have patent airways. And two, to actually practice that deep breathing and get some nitric oxide flowing, right? Two, get some, the tape. We got ours off of Amazon. It's like $6 or $7 for a roll. So it's not an expensive experiment if you want to try this out. And for me, like I said, I started with a little bitty strip just in the middle to make sure that everything stayed closed, but I didn't feel super claustrophobic with that. Maybe you should try that as well. Listen to your body, and of course, actually track it. So keep a little journal of how you feel when you wake up in the morning. And if you have a wearable like a watch or, one of the fancy rings, actually look at your data and see, is this making a measurable change in my quality or amount of sleep in the middle of the night? To know whether or not it's something you want to continue to keep doing. So what's my honest verdict after 19 nights? It wasn't magic for me, and it may or may not be magic for you. Am I going to keep doing it? I'm going to try a couple of other things I'm going to try a couple of other things to see if I can get a bigger change, especially in how I feel when I wake up. But if it turns into nothing else works and I get back into that habit of waking up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, Yeah, this is totally something that I would throw back in my routine to make sure that I'm actually getting an uninterrupted full night of sleep. Remember, I believe that when God put you together, He didn't make mistakes. You were designed to be healthy. And that means sometimes we need to help that God given natural design of the body, but it also means that not every single trick that you see on the internet is going to work for you. So, what's your experience with mouth taping? Have you tried it out? Do you have any other sleep hacks or experiments that you think I should try or that you'd like to share? Please drop a comment below. I read every single one of those, and I really look forward to hearing what you learned and if there's anything else that I can try that might help out. And if this honest review was helpful to you, please hit the like and subscribe and notification, all of the YouTube stuff down below. One, that helps with the algorithm, and two, it actually makes sure that you see the next one that comes out in here, because I'm going to be trying a couple other sleep hacks. I think I've got red light therapy and grounding sheets of all things right now, and I promise to only share with you my real results. So sleep well.